So you guys want to breed mystery snails. All right, well, my name's Jeff. I want to show you a quick guide on how I do it and my tips and tricks. I have a breeding tank right now. I have a bunch of breeding tanks. This is a 30-gallon. My number one tip, feed them a lot. Substrate does matter. I have rocks right now. In this one, their shells are pretty good. The pH in this tank, I believe, is around 7, between 7 and 8, which is great. Their shells are perfect. I've been breeding mystery snails for probably 3 or 4 years. I've never had purple. But ever since I started introducing, I guess, different genes, I'm assuming, not different genes, different colors, purple's just appeared. It took about 3 years, but I do have a few. I have one here. There was one. There's one back there. I got a bunch in other tanks too, and I got some other weird colors too, like these. So I'm actually pretty happy because purples are very valuable, and people actually will pay more money for those online. So I'll be doing that this year. If you want to buy anything, let me know. These are my breeding pairs. But if you are breeding mystery snails, do not use the substrate like this, the stuff for the plants. In my experience, this tank, I had a bunch of blue ones. The shell quality was garbage, and it was basically deteriorating. So I have some over here. They're pretty small, but if you can see them, their shells aren't too bad, but they're not the best. So I threw a bunch in here now so I could improve their shell quality. You can see their shells aren't that good. But ever since I actually moved some in this tank, their shells dramatically improved. Some purple over there. So my suggestion to you is to have crushed coral substrate or some type of substrate to have the high pH. Feed them a lot of string beans. This is my group of just browns. I got some purples in there that just appeared, which is great. But as far as mystery snails, these have lived for about 3 years so far. I started this hobby a long time ago, and these are my original snails. They don't really breed too much. So if you ever go off of online, they live 1 to 2 years, it's complete BS. Because these snails are easily over 2-3 years old. And they just do not die, knock on wood. I got a bunch of them in here. I put some in some other tanks, but whatever's going on in this particular tank, they do not die. They live forever. I don't know, these things are like a medical marvel. Oh, nice little white placard right there to separate him. But yeah, that's my tips and tricks. Feed them a lot. I feed them string beans, salt, non-salted, doesn't matter. They like string beans, cucumbers. If you want to breed them for profit, my best bet is probably, if you're in a warm climate, grow your own vegetables so you can save money. Grow cucumbers really big. That way you can feed them. It's a lot cheaper. You don't have to go to the store and buy 10,000 cans of string beans, or French style, which I use, but they pretty much eat anything. Keep the pH high so the shells are good. That's it. If you guys want to artificially breed them, as far as take the egg clutches out, like that's on top of here, I'll show you what I do. So in my basement, I have a heater, or a burner, whatever this thing's called. I have this regular Chinese food thing. So what you do is you punch a bunch of holes in it, fill it up with water, put it somewhere warm. Put this on top. You could tape around it to keep the moisture in. I don't really do that. And give it some time, and the eggs will hatch. They'll fall in here, and then you could take them, put them in another tank, and that way you get a bunch of tiny babies like that. So the giant bristlenose pleco. I put a bunch of females in there. Hopefully they breed. But that's my tips and tricks. If you guys have any comments, or if you want to purchase any, or if you're locally to Long Island, I can give you some, sell you some. Let me know. Thanks. Have a good day.